yours.
Okay, so should I put it on speaker view or what? Does it matter?
You put it whatever you could put it however you want it, because the recording comes from my computer, not yours. So however you want it's fine.
Okay, great. Patty, are you there?
I'm here.
Great. So we've already done the pre-qualifying. So Patty, thank you so much for having me over. I'm excited about getting your house on the market, getting it sold. Do you mind if I take a quick look around?
Yeah, no problem. Go ahead.
Great. Very nice. Thank you so much. Looks just like I expected. So Patty, I have brought my computer with me and I'm going to do a little presentation from my computer, okay?
Oh, okay, great. Yeah.
Okay, so let's sit here at the table and let me do this real quick. Can you see the screen, Patty?
I sure can.
Great. Oh, God. I had it in the wrong place. So Patty, I wrote down 3 real important questions for you. Number 1, do you absolutely have to sell your home?
Yeah, I'm definitely going to sell it. Yes.
Great. Number 2, will you price it to sell or do you want to keep it on the market for a long period of time?
I mean, you don't have to sell it today, but I don't want it on the market a long period of time. No.
Right. Good. And number 3, Patty, do you want me to handle the sale for you?
I mean, most likely, but if you could tell me a little bit more about what you think it's worth, and that would be really helpful.
Absolutely. Great. So at the end of my presentation, 1 of 3 things will happen, Patty. Number 1 is you'll have the opportunity to list your home with me. Okay. Number 2, you may decide not to list your home with me. And number 3, I may decide not to take your listing, Patty, and any one of these is fine.
Okay.
Okay, great. So I'm going to review with you right now real quick the questions that we discussed on the phone. Now, you said that you've already moved to North Carolina, right?
Yes.
Great. And so you already have a house there.
Yes.
You said you wanted to price this one around $900,000. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. And you own it free and clear?
Yes.
Good. Now, Patty, you were not planning on selling it yourself, were you?
No.
Right. And you want all your money, you're going to take it back to North Carolina where your family is now. Good.
Yes, I do.
So Patty, there's only 2 issues that we have to look at. Number 1 is your motivation to sell this home. And number 2 is the price we set on your home.
Okay.
Good. So I prepared what we call the comparative market analysis. There's 2 parts to this research. Part 1 we call Fantasyland, what homeowners would love to get for their homes. Part 2 we call Reality, Patty, what professional real estate agents like myself actually list and get homes sold for.
Okay.
So we're going to have to decide where you're going to spend your time. Okay?
Okay.
Now, the purpose of the comparative market analysis is to determine the value of your home in the eyes of a buyer. Do you know how buyers determine value, Patty?
Yeah, I mean, they see what's selling in the neighborhood or look online, something like that.
Yep, we call it comparison shopping. They look at the price of your home based on its features and benefits and compare it with the features and benefits of similar homes that have sold recently or are currently on the market. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Patty, the example that I like to use is in buying a new car. Let's say you wanted to buy a new car. Now you're going to have a lot of money and you found a car that you really liked and they were asking $50,000 for that car. And being the smart shopper that you are, you went to another dealership and you found the same car, same color, but that one had upgrades. It had a navigation system upgrade and it had a leather package. Patty, which car would be more valuable?
I would go for the one with the navigation system and the leather package
And why would that be?
because I get a lot more for my money.
Absolutely. So let's say, Patty, that the first dealership called you and said, hey, Patty, we've got a sale for you. We're going to sell this to you. If you can come in by this weekend, we'll sell it to you for $40,000. Patty, which would be a better value then?
I would probably go for the $40,000 one.
Right. And why would that be?
I don't really need the navigation. I have it on my phone. I don't really care about leather. So yeah, I'd go for the cheaper one.
Absolutely. So Patty, can you see that if you want to increase value, you either lower the price or you have more features and benefits for the same price? Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Good. So Patty, unless you're going to be adding any more features or do anything to the house.
No, I'm in South Carolina, so no more.
Right. So price is the only issue. Can I show you what I mean?
Sure.
Okay. Hold on, I'm going to show this to you.
Okay.
Patty, this is your house here on Shamrock.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Okay. How many bedrooms do you have?
4 bedroom,
And how many baths?
2 bath,
And your square foot?
1,916.
And this is your lot size, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. So Patty, let me ask you, look at this one on Caladium, 9139 Caladium. This is the same floor plan as yours.
Mm-hmm.
That
Okay.
looks familiar, right?
Yeah, same everything.
Same everything?
Almost.
Yeah, how many bedrooms?
4 bedroom,
How many baths?
2 bath,
Square feet?
1,916,
And the lot size?
6,200.
A little bit bigger than yours, right?
Yeah, very little.
Patty, look at, this is how much they were asking. Can you see this number?
Yeah.
How much is that? How much is
That is, wait, how much are they asking?
this is the original price.
Okay, 929,888.
And this is what it sold for.
Wow, sold for 899,900.
Right. And Patty, that one was on the market for 27 days.
Okay.
Do you want to see it? I
Yeah.
think that
Yeah. How do you think it compared to mine?
I think it's a little bit better than yours.
Oh, really?
Yeah. This is your kitchen, right?
Uh-huh.
And they have about 20 years ago, it looks like, with this oak cabinets and the Korean counters and the wood floors.
Yeah, that looks nice.
Looks like your kitchen, right? With the big counter over here.
Yeah.
And look, they did some lighting changes here and they put a ceiling fan in.
Yeah.
This is your living room, right?
Yes.
Okay. And they kept this little wall here between the living room and the entryway. You took yours off. That's fine.
Yeah.
And this is the first bedroom. They're using it, looks like an office, just like yours. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. They've put some recessed lights in and the wood floors. So Patty, how would you say this house compares to yours?
Well, I still have a lot of stuff in the house there and everything, and it needs a lot of work. So yeah, I think that one's a little bit better.
Okay, so let's look at this one here on Caladium.
Okay.
It's across the street from this one, actually, very close.
Yeah, I like that price a lot better.
It's a lot better, isn't it? How many bedrooms?
4 bedroom.
How many baths?
2 bath.
And the square foot. This is the smaller model than yours.
Yeah, that's smaller. That's good.
Yeah. Yeah. Look at the lot size.
7,080. It's a little bit bigger.
Yeah, it's a nice size lot. Patty, look what they were listed at originally. Can you see this?
895. Oh, interesting. 895. Okay.
And how much did they sell it for?
930.
Right. And
Okay.
look how many days it was on the market.
5 days.
Sold really quickly. Do you want to see it?
Yes. How do you think this one compares?
I think it's even better than the last one.
Oh,
It's nice. It's, these houses were built, what, Patty, 45 years ago.
yeah.
But people have done things like here in the front. Can you see they put new windows in?
Yeah, that looks good.
Yeah,
Yeah, mine doesn't have that.
yeah.
Mhm.
They do have the oak doors.
Mhm.
They did oak also. That's when was that? About 25 years ago when everybody was doing oak.
Yeah.
So the living room, the dining room, see the kitchen here. So they have the same kind of oak cabinets. I think they've got granite counters. And they did recessed lights also, yeah. See the granite counters, Patty?
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes.
See the recessed lights? They
Yeah.
just did a little bit of a different kind of a light fixture change here. They also have a pool.
Yeah, I can see that. That looks nice.
Yeah. It's their
Wow.
big backyard. Very
Okay.
nice. So how do you think that compares to yours?
Well, the backyard's definitely better. The house, yeah, the house is a little bit better than mine too.
Okay. Okay, Patty. So here's one. This is it closest to you, your neighborhood here on Aspen Street. How
Yeah.
many bedrooms here, Patty?
4 bedroom,
How many baths?
2 bath,
Yep. And the square foot
1851 square feet.
with a little bit between yours and the other one, right?
Yeah.
And how much did it sell for here?
888.
Yeah.
Wow.
And how many days
Little
on the
one.
market? Yeah. They're all moving pretty quickly, aren't they?
Yeah, well, they priced it so low.
You want to take a look at it?
Sure.
Okay. So looks like they put the little wood laminate floors, right?
Mm-hmm.
Looks like they put recessed lights. Looks like they've upgraded their windows, correct?
Yeah, looks like it.
Yeah.
That doesn't look upgraded. That tile is ugly.
Oh, you don't like this tile, huh?
No.
Yeah. Well, some people, you have tile. You still have the original green tile, right?
Yeah, but I like that.
You like it. Good. It looks like they put some granite here. And they also did some new lighting fixture treatments. So let's go back, Patty. So we've looked at these three that all closed escrow,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
Now let me show you something. This is 9139 palladium. This is 9139 palladium. Patty, this one sold for 865. This is the same house, same address, 9139 palladium. They flipped it and they put it back on the market. What price did they list it at?
Wow, 1,079,000.
Right.
Wait a minute. They bought it for 930. Wait, no.
965. I mean 865.
Okay. Wow.
They bought it for 865 here.
Oh, okay.
See? Same
Yeah.
house. Same house as yours. They've
Okay.
they totally flipped it. They totally changed it.
Yeah.
they changed the front door from the side over here.
Okay.
Nice entry.
Well, they're making a lot of money off of that.
This is your kitchen.
Wow, looks good.
They changed the counters. You like that?
Yeah, that's gorgeous.
Mm-hmm. Well, I wanted to share that with you because, Patty, you know, you said that you wanted to fix the sliding door and you were thinking of painting because you had that leak.
Yeah.
And yet you live in North Carolina now, right?
Yes.
Patty, looking at these prices, what price do you feel we should use to create value in the eyes of a buyer and get someone to decide to buy your property versus the competition?
Well, I mean, shoot, I think 900's a fair price. I mean, if they're fixing it and reselling it, I mean, they don't need to make that much of a profit. 100, what, 107,000 or something? Can we list it at 900?
Patty, I feel that your house needs more work than all of those do, right? You have the original windows, you have the original cabinets, you have the original everything, kitchen, bathrooms. I would suggest a price of $850,000. Will you, Patty, list your home with me for that price?
850? I don't know. It sounds so low. They're going to be tearing it all out anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the other one sold for 865, right?
Right.
And they flipped it, so I wouldn't want to take any less than 865.
Okay. I can understand that, Patty. I would recommend a price of 850,000. You know, what I would like to see, Patty, is have you get more offers, multiple offers, rather than no offers at all.
Yeah.
And I think if we price it aggressively at 850, you're going to see multiple offers.
Oh, okay, so we could still get a higher price.
Yes, I very strongly feel that you would get a higher price.
Okay. Okay.
Will
yeah.
you go ahead and sign the contract with me now? So I can get to work and get this house cleared out so that we can put it on the market?
Will you help me clear out the house?
Absolutely. I have a list here of the shredding company. I have a list of all these vendors that can help do this. You're going to be gone by Friday, right?
Yes.
So I'll give the list. You can set it up with them and meet. See if the estate people will come and take a look at it. They can help clear it out also, and you can still make some money on the things that you're not taking back with you to North Carolina.
Oh, okay, that would be good. Okay,
Great.
yeah, and then how much are you going to charge?
Well, Patty, that's a great question.
Okay.
My fee is 3%. So all we need to do is decide what you want to pay the buyer's agent.
So does that 3% include you getting me those numbers and handling things like inspections if I have to go and all that?
Absolutely.
All covered in 3%?
Yes.
Okay. Well, can I just pay 2% to the other agent then?
Yeah, great. Let's do this. Go ahead and sign the contract. Put me to work.
All right, send it over.
Okay. We done? Thank you.
All right, good work. Good work, good work, good work, good work, good work.
So you Neil, you shook your head when I said 3%.
Well, I didn't shake my head at the 3%. What I shook my head at was you didn't set it up, in my opinion. Okay, which is, did you, so I just want to confirm you saw all the things that I do, all the 27 things, all the 33 things. You're taking it out of context. You got to kind of sell the point, in my opinion. And we do all of these things. In fact, she asked the question, well, so are you going to include everything? So we're going to do everything. We're going to do this. We're going to do Matterport. We're going to do professional photos. We're going to do, we're going to bring a decorator in for an hour just to kind of help declutter it a little bit and go through all of that kind of stuff. All those things are very, very inexpensive, but people love them and they like to have them. And we're going to make this flyer and we're going to send 200 out to the neighborhood, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And I only charge 3%. Wow. Yeah. And all you need to do now is decide how much you want to pay the buying agent. It's kind of a setup sell. That's all. Everything else you did, Josie, you did terrific. It was great. And that's just a practice point. I like your graphics. It's easy to follow along. I'm curious how the rest of the group felt about the graphics. Anybody want to answer that?
I thought it was great that she had control over them. There was not really a delay after the beginning. She seemed like it was easy for her to manipulate the graphics.
Right, but that's practiced, okay? Because that takes some practice. So don't get them and then plug them in and go on a listing appointment tonight without practicing. Please, please.
Josie? Sorry.
No, go ahead, Valerie.
I'm just curious. You have those graphics. Do you have it on your laptop? Is that what you would do? How would you do that? How would you?
Yes. Robert and Jocelyn shared them with us a few weeks ago. And I had seen another agent do it. And it was something I always thought I would put together to try. Years and years ago, I used to take my computer to my client's house and go through something like this. I can't remember what I did, but I used maybe the CMA. So I thought, Robert and Jocelyn shared it with us, and I kind of changed it around so that I could follow it easier for myself. So yeah, I would try it.
Yeah, perfect.
Okay, so that would be something you set up right in front of the client, and while you're talking, and you go through this little. You just kind of push the page up on your iPad, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Neil, what is your input on this? Because when she first started, I honestly had mixed emotions. I was like, I don't know if this is gonna work, because now they're seeing the notes, so now she's basically scripted. But then as the more she went into it, it seemed more natural, and in fact, it actually helped her because she looked more organized, more professional, more prepared, more ready. And even though it was a presentation, it was a visual and a hearing presentation. So it was pretty much, to me, I think it actually captured.
So if you guys get presentations from insurance people, from that world, and business to business, okay?
True.
We almost always get a presentation that has a lot of the stuff in it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I know my daughter in her business, when she makes a presentation to the athlete and their parents, she uses a PowerPoint presentation, unlike, it's similar. Okay. We go through, there's 3 really important questions, but it's pointing to the question. There's 3 questions. I have this question, this question, this question. Okay, cool, great. And you just move the slide and you go to the next one. There's nothing wrong with this if it's not comfortable. We're not pushing anything on anybody. It's just I think there's a good thing here. I think there's some possibilities. I know Josie's worked to take it to a slightly different level. We have some agents in the company that have created their own stuff that is a little different level. I think we talked about this in this group yesterday, but maybe it was a different. We're looking at so many listings. I have to tell you, and I'm convinced a lot of the production that you guys are doing and a lot of the confidence that you guys have right now comes from knowing what to say and how to say it at a really high level, whether it's the scripts that you've been showing up for and doing in the morning, or your practice on the listing presentation where you're doing it again and again and again and again. You guys are getting great at this, and you're getting business because of it. All right. And I think that's part of the beauty of the organization, and all of you. This is very accepted here. If you were at another company, they'd look at you like you had 3 heads. You know what I'm talking about, right? I get agents that come from other organizations, and we role play, we stand up if we're in the office. We have stand-up stations. All of our offices have stand-up stations that agents can use. They're still out there, et cetera. And those of you that have come from other companies, for you to prospect in the office or for you to role play and prospect is like counterintuitive at any other office. If you go to most any other company, they just don't do this. In our company, you're weird if you don't. Isn't that interesting? So I think that there's some possibilities here, Albert.
I have a question for Josie.
Go ahead, Tess.
On your comparison,
That's what I mean.
can you share with me why it seemed like the prices are so far apart? Like I was surprised she agreed on that price, which is a low price. Obviously, you did a good job in presenting that, but the pricing were so far apart. If $1 million, I think it's almost $1.1 million, and then 900 and something, then an 800, and then you went down.
It's not over yet. Yeah.
Figure. Can you share with me why?
Well, I was using the homes that were in the neighborhood, and I know this neighborhood. I've been selling in there for 30 years. So I wanted the $1 million one was the flip.
Right.
And there's a big difference from a fixer upper to a flip.
But you wanted to show if somebody were to put some money in it, we could get you more money, kind of.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I was wondering why you did that.
Why did I show him the flip?
Yeah.
My client, the flip? Because I wanted him to see how much work needed to be done to his. And he briefly considered doing that. And then remembered that he doesn't even live here anymore.
I think you have to show that flip property, and the way you showed it was terrific, especially because this is what it sold for, and this is what it's now pending for. And the pictures were spectacularly different. But if you don't show it, the clients know there's $1 million house down the street. We're not hiding. We can't hide anything from them. They know it's there. Yeah. And if you don't tell them about it, they're going to think you're hiding something. That's my take on that kind of stuff.
Thank you.
Josie, I wanted to bring this up. The presentation of properties comes from what software?
The Cloud CMA.
Cloud CMA. And Robert, we have many different presentations that show different ways. Is it because we choose it in a different view, or what's going on?
Well, because each platform has their own way of doing it, and in each platform you can show it a different way. So like, for example, Toolkit CMA, you can show the comps in, I think, 4 different ways. So you choose which way you want to do it. Cloud CMA the same thing. You could choose, do you want to do it in this way? That's why each time we see these presentations, it's like a different way.
Is there a way for us to take the Cloud CMA and maybe Toolkit CMA, and maybe there's another one, and kind of compare what they look like? Because today's was real easy to see. I was always seeing the subject property, and then I was getting the comparison. So that felt comfortable. One we had a couple of days ago, the writing on it was so small that I couldn't keep up with it. It was weird, and I'm wondering if we couldn't kind of identify the top 2 or 3 that the agents might consider using. And if nobody thinks that's a good idea, we don't have to
No,
do
that's
that.
a great
Robert,
idea, Neil.
Robert can do something else.
I don't like the idea.
I like
don't
that
like it.
idea.
I don't like it.
A good idea. It's a good idea.
No, it's a terrible idea.
Sorry,
Great
Robert.
idea.
And they work.
And then
They
use
work.
it.
Okay, all right, so let's go back and focus on Josie.
No, Neil, to that, but to going back to kind of the point of, it shows you're showing the scripts on the slides. The client doesn't know it's a script. So the client doesn't know that, oh, this is a script that you've been using and you're cheating. Like, they just know that you're just asking the questions, like, this is kind of how it goes, which a lot of different PowerPoints do. So I think that makes it easier. But I do want to know this. You can't substitute not knowing the PowerPoint, because Josie knows the script really well, and that's why she was able to go through the PowerPoint so smooth and easy. As it's like, yeah, I'm putting the questions out there, but I kind of know what I'm doing anyways. So it's not a substitute, it's just a guidance. And I got to give Josie all kinds of credit, because, she called me the other day and she wanted to work on it. And I mean, she was totally dedicated to figuring this out, and it showed a tremendous job. Slides, very smooth, very easy, transitioning to this. And it's just practice. It's practice, but it's, to Josie's credit, it's a desire to really get better. And she did this. It was a great job. I was very impressed.
Yeah, I mean, to that point, Robert, Josie's been practicing videotaping, I don't know, Josie, 7 or 8 years now?
It'll be 6
Yeah,
since I joined your company.
yeah, so you've been videotaping on a weekly basis, at least weekly. In some cases, it's more than that. And you just keep getting better and better, and kind of, and this is just a growth pattern here.
This was just a challenge to me. When Robert and Jocelyn introduced it, like I said, I had seen it from another agent in Northern California who takes it with her to her client's house. And I thought, oh, that looks good, and I never did anything with it. But, Robert and Jocelyn gave us that opportunity. So I just wanted to try it out.
Good, perfect. All right.
Josie, I just want to say that I find the structure was definitely a benefit, because you're not just blabbing away about something, you had structure. And I think that really, sat the client down. They had something to look at, and you had something to say. So at first I was kind of like, wait, what's going on? But I think that it made a lot of sense. I really appreciate that. And I hadn't seen Jocelyn's and Robert do that. So that's great. Thank you.
I tend to let my clients take over, and I can see this as me keeping it on track.
Exactly.
It
Good.
makes you look a lot more professional, Josie. Good job.
Yeah,
More
I
prepared.
agree. Thank you.
Good.
And also, Josie, when you do with computer and everything written on the computer screen, make clients feel like everything was specifically done for them, make them feel very special and very professional, and make them engaged all the time. Because if you have something on the screen, they cannot get distracted. They will have to look at it. And very visual. And I like it. I need to learn how to do this too. So when did Robert and Jocelyn make this presentation? I don't know.
So Robert, the assumption is that you're just another pretty face and that you don't have good ideas that you present on a regular basis, or everybody would have said they were there. Robert's froze again, or he's just mad at me.
Neil, what's
Josie, when did they do it?
It's been like 3
I'm
months.
I'm
something
looking
like
it up
that.
so I can tell you the specific date. So you
Maybe
can
it's a little of
watch
both.
it.
But it was recorded. We can go back to our Century 21 site to.
We can do it again, you guys. I promise you.
Okay.
Albert, your question?
I was just gonna say I want to get your input as far as like I actually think it worked better because I'm a visual person. If I see it, it's better for me than to hear it. I'm probably gonna capture 25% visual. I'll probably capture 50. I'll never get 100, but I'll definitely get more from seeing them. What's your input on that? The fact that she did it that way, you think that's actually gonna entertain the person, keep it more focused?
I have to tell you something. And this is, I believe this in my core. Whether you do this way, or whether you practice your Zoom presentation, with puppets, and I'm not being facetious, Albert. I'm just saying it's a practice thing. All right.
Mhm.
The better you get, if this Zoom presentation is good, bordering on great, your in-person presentations will be spectacular. Get these right, and the in-house at the home is going to be wonderful. I've been saying this for months now. All right. So spend the time, work on it, a couple of hours a week, 2-3 hours. We're not talking about a ton of time here. I think I gave some homework assignments on the presentations in the last week or two, where if you are having difficulty presenting the comps, then only work all week on presenting the comps. Okay? Just record the presentation of the comps only for half an hour. I mean, you'll get 3 or 4 presentations in a half an hour of just the comps. So do that, going through the computer, setting it up, finding it on the screen, missing it, you're replacing it. Recently, we've switched things around where now I'm doing my own rapid role play in the morning. I don't have somebody else doing the computer. Well, I got to tell you something. The first week, it was like a big joke. I couldn't find it. I didn't know where it is, because I wasn't practicing that. I practice other stuff. So I've been doing it every morning for like 2 weeks now. And this morning I had it all set up. Everything was fine. We went to the right place. I just have to work on not falling asleep during the thing. But I promise I'm going to get, maybe something that just sticks me, every minute or so to kind of keep me awake. It's a practice thing. It's really practice. Okay. Does that help a little bit, Albert?
Yes,
I'm telling you,
absolutely.
man, this is going to take everybody to the next level. So, Robert, you could set it up where we do another class with Jocelyn, or we get them the email so that they can start working on the graphics. Maybe you want to do a little different color. But you don't even have to you don't have to change it too much to personalize it. It looks great. Don't spend a lot of time on this, because let me tell you something, most of your competitors are not going to have a presentation. So imagine you send them a pre-listing package. I really recommend you don't deliver it. All right. I really recommend you don't deliver it. You get somebody else to deliver it, or you have it delivered by FedEx. Okay. I know it costs $10 to deliver it. I get it. All right. Or 7, whatever the number is. And if you did 50 deliveries, that'd be $3,500. Let me ask you a question. If you did 50 deliveries for listing presentations, would you sell an extra listing a year? One? How much do you make on a listing sold? Anybody?
10,000, 20,000.
Yeah. So you're investing. So 50 deliveries by FedEx. Everybody I know loves to get a FedEx delivery. They don't even, it doesn't have, as long as it's not a lawsuit. But everybody loves to get a FedEx delivery. You're delivering it either by FedEx or in fact, what's the other service we use, Robert?
Neil, do you think it's just a psychological thing you're saying? Like it's like the psychological, like, oh wow, they delivered it by FedEx, that kind of thing?
I'm telling you, 100%, Valerie.
Okay.
You want to capture a piece of the client's mind.
Okay.
Right from the beginning, you get that delivered either by FedEx or another delivery service, or get somebody else besides you to deliver it. Okay. And they get it. They're going to immediately feel better about you than anyone else that's presenting. And that may be all it takes for you to make sure you get the listing, because you look the most professional. A. B, if you add to that a great listing presentation and you know the answers to most of the objections, you're going to come home with more of the listings than anybody else. I promise you. I promise you.
Neil. So to answer Yvonne's question, I looked it up and they gave us this presentation on March 9, towards the end of their talk, of Jocelyn's talk.
Thank you, Josie. You're so nice. And Neil, thank you